先方は確かに不思議。けれど法を治める前に心を治めなければ、すべては水面に映る月のごとく、触れた瞬間に砕け散ってしまう。数理は世の断りの基本よ。興味があるなら演算を教えてあげる。そうね、まずは指を10本出してみて。
千載一遇の危機に際した私は闇夜の呪文を詠唱し、
サイリュスの親父から聞いたぜ。
僕も実際にこの目で見たけど、思わず見とれちゃったよ。あの速さ。
あれは魔女界の魔法のおかげなんですけど、黙っ。心配するな。美味しい料理は取っといて。ねえ、こっちのテーブルで食べない？すっごくに。
探したよ、ノエル。
すみません。まだ飲み物の箱をいくつか。
そっか。じゃ。
座れ。酒を飲まないのは知ってるから他のを持ってきた。やっと帰ってこれたんだ。自由気ままにくつろぎたい。そうか、お前にそう言ってもらえると嬉しいな。ほとんどのやつにとって家ってのはかけがえのないものだ。遠征でいろんな場所を回ったが、結局酔った時に思い出すのはこの教会と心臓、城内の風車、それから門の前の鳩。遠くまで旅するやつほど郷愁の念は深くなるものなんだろうな。気持ちはわかる。俺にとってはガキどもがそういう存在だ。そういえばまだお前に礼を言ってなかったな。当時はお前もテイバットに来たばかりだった。お前がいなかったら人々はアビスの汚染なんてどうしようもなかったはずだ。まして狙われたのが東風守護のトワリンとくればな。あの時バルバトスは目覚めて間もなかった。彼の力でも解決できたとは思うが、より多くの被害が出ていたはずだ。それにトワリンは彼の眷属だ。その命と問答を天秤にかけるのは身を引き裂かれるような気持ちだったと思う。月の狩人が引き起こしたワイルドハントはいずれ問答を脅かすことにもなっていただろう。お前の助けがなければ俺たちは。あとな、お前は気づいてないかもしれないが、お前がナタに手を差し伸べ、もしナタが例の最悪を抑えきれず二つのアビスの力が合流してだからこそ俺はあの2カ所で起きたアビスの最悪はセピロス騎士団の関与によって解決したと 胸を張って言えるんだ。冗談だ。騎士の名誉ってのは外から授け、俺たちがやってきたことの意義、お前にもわかるだろ。
二人ともここにいたんだ。ここは人をす
堅苦しいこと言うなよ。お前らしくないぞ。
ってブドウ。
すまんな。チャールズは俺の親友なんだ。
はあ、残念。今日もお預けか。そうそう、今日は出演者のためのパーティー。
いいじゃないか。
でもね、断られちゃった。それにここはちょっと狭すぎるんだろうね。羽を広。
なるほど。そろそろトワリン専用の滑走路建設を。
そうだよ。このままそっとしといてあげて。とりあえず栄誉騎士に。
ああ、乾杯。
僕、よく風立ちの地で君とお別れした時のことを思い出すんだ。スネージナヤの女工は相変わらず計画を進。
隊長カピターノでさえマービカからは神の心を奪えなかった。
おっと、含みを感じる言い方だね。
そう。
ファデュイの執行官の中にはでも淑女は武力で眼神の心を手に。
ああ、モラクスは死ぬ前に契約を結んでいたと前に言っていたな。
Like Signora? What? I thought it was Child who did all that shit. Yeah, I guess Signora wasn't dead at that time. She died on Minazuma. It's just been so long. I can't remember her being there. Obviously, I remember fighting Child. I knew he was with there with another person. I just didn't know. I just had forgotten there was a Signora Child combo.
そういうこと。あのモラクスを説得できる理由があるんだから、僕を説得でき。ただ彼女は僕と交渉する必要がないと思ってたみたいなんだ。僕が目覚めたばかりだったから軽んじられてたのかもしれないけど。 神の心なんて僕には必要ない。どこに渡ろうと、誰がどんないい子、あの時執行官とここで戦闘になってたら。
そうだな。それに淑女は。
でも結果的にそのやり方は淑女を破滅へと追いやることになった。彼女が3番目のモンドとリーユエでの成功で、自分は神々にも挑めるほどの力を持っているって思い込んじゃった。君の判断は正しかったよ。僕も執行官の力がそがれていくにつれて、今のスネージナヤの
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? It's like she just thinks, oh, I was successful. Like, to be fair, she negotiated with the Geo Archon, but I could see her being like, oh, she beat the Animo. She beat the Animo Archon. Just like, yeah, I can match an Archon. And then she might have just interpreted Geo's willingness to negotiate as a sign of weakness and realized, they're afraid of our power. They're afraid of our nation's power or even my personal power, and that's why Geo negotiated. Or maybe she assumed that he had heard of what happened to Venti and was like, oh my god, I'm scared. Not realizing that the only reason he agreed is because he himself didn't care too much. Same as Venti. Well, I mean, to be fair, like, she did also take hostages. She's like, she attacked him in a location where he couldn't use his full power. But obviously, from her perspective, she doesn't know. Oh yeah, he was just holding back, or he was just, not paying attention, and she just attributed to her own power. Yeah, it could be it. And so she came in on Raiden thinking, yeah, I'll just go in heavy-handed because I'm that strong, and it should be fine. Not realizing that she got the drop on the Animo Archon just as he had woken up when he was at his weakest. And he was handicapped by being in the location where trying to use his full power might have caused casualties, so he didn't. And the Geo Archon, who was never interested in the first place, like anyone going to negotiate with him might have had similar success, even the weakest of the Harbingers. Hell, even maybe just a random Fatui agent might have succeeded, because it wasn't that he was concerned, he was just like, nah, because it seemed like this is something he wanted to do from the beginning. He seems like he's something he wanted to kind of get rid of and to test to see if Leeway was ready to kind of like take the mantle of leadership from him. So it would no longer be a city kind of ruled by Rex Lapis, but instead by its own citizens.
僕たちがスネージナヤの彼女と正式に接触できる。
今も一部セフィロス騎士団の団員がナドクライに駐在している。助けが必要。
君のその目、でも僕から伝えたい。
Yeah, so this is the interesting thing. So in the original road plan for this game, technically Nodcry is new. It went from Natlan to Snesnaya. So it could be that they came up with some new shit. It could be they always thought there was going to be an intermediary area, and they just didn't have it fleshed out properly at the time. Or it could be that they realized, you know what, we can't fit all the stuff we want to fit into just Natlan before Snesnaya, so we're going to do this. It's hard to say when Nodcry came into existence as a concept. Maybe they thought they wouldn't need its own country, and they thought maybe they could, just do an interlude patch or two with a new zone and leave it at that. But then they realized, no, the story we have to cover requires more space and more time. And so maybe at that point they expanded upon it. But I mean, to be fair, that road plan was it was released before the game even came out, so 5 years ago. So to think that they came up with more stories, and it could be that it's like, yeah, because that was maybe just a rough outline back then, and now they're like, okay, now filling in the details, we have a lot more lore to cover and shit like that, and we've expanded upon the world as we've progressed, that it needs a new area called Nodcry, and we have a story to tell there. But in the original road plan, it was Natlan, then Snesnaya, and then Conria was actually named, which, considering what our sibling is doing, it could be that they're successful and they're able to recreate Conria using that like fate thing, and that's the place we go to afterwards. Although it's hard to say, because like it seems like what we're doing with Cisnaya is like they're doing something, and it's probably them fighting against Celestia. They're probably going to try to overthrow the heavenly principles.
テイワットの鳥も、死と城も、女工も、ファデュイと魔物でさえも、みんな君の旅。終点では、衝撃的な真実が君を待ち受けているかもしれないし、言葉では言い表せないような試練に直面することになるかもしれない。でも、そんなことが今までの全てじゃないはずだよ。それじゃ、ここから先はウェンティの時間。ファルか。こんな時にお酒がないなんて興ざめなんだけど。
バンバンバンバンバンバン。タッタター。タッタター。楽しいね、ママ。楽しいね。全部ドッカーンしちゃおうね。ママが準備してるって言ってた魔法のおもちゃ、いつになったら遊べるの？心配しないで。明日には用意できるから。すっごく楽しいおもちゃよ。やったー！クレイ、ママと一緒に。もちろん。明日はやっ。
洗い清めましょう。先方は確かに不思議。けれど法を治める前に、
星のご加護は。完成。
ついてこれ。
星のご加護は。開幕だ。世界を熱狂の渦に。
腐食神聖。
もっと激しく。
いや
チェ
それ。はあ。
任せて。
無理のように落ちなさい。
屈しない。物語は始まったばかりだよ。
邪魔しないで。
ここでうろうろするな。
星のご加護は。
ここでうろうろするな。
邪魔しないで。 るじゃない。極寒のせい？それとも恐怖？今だ。寛永に落ちなさい。開幕。
やっへい。と消え失せろ。
踊りの光り輝くがいい。
撃て撃て。今だ。
君に捧げよう。
燃え尽きるまで。
はあ、そら。は
飛ぶか。今だ。
救済はいらないの。
ここに来た理由を説明してください。
せっかくのチャンスだ。本気を出して俺を楽しませてくれ。投稿も一つの選択だよ。俺は敗者に優しいからね。
裁きの雷てっはっ。やさん月よ輝け。
片付けましょう。雨上がり、瑠璃が月を映す。行け。
星とし星と深淵、無事今日の依頼。 よーし、出発するぞ。このシャボン玉、
私にも何が起きたのかわからないわ。今朝ここに来て入場前の点検をしようとしたら、
アビス？そんな。
やっぱりお前はこういう力に敏感だな。一目見たとき、俺もそうかと思ったが。
どういうことだ？
目だよ。まだ孵化していない鳥の卵とか、嵐の
魔法のシャボン玉の中は架空の世界よ。そこに存在す。
アリス、この魔法はお前が作ったんだよ。
新しい魔法に変な問題はつきものよ。今回のこともそんなに。でも原因と解決策の確証を得るためには
とにかく危険をはらんでいるのはアリスさん。申し訳ない。クレイとの約束を破ることに。
アリスのこんな真剣な顔、初めてだぞ。
前代未聞の危機ね。でもまだ諦めるには早い。
それはクレイのことか、それともアビス？
両方よ。ある程度の予想はついてるけど、確実な証拠を得るにはシャボン玉の中にアビスの原因を調べるにしても脅威の目。
それについては私も同感だ。
じゃあこうしましょう。クレイに言い聞かせて別の場所に行こう。その間に外からの観察と記録をお願い。
それは約束できないわ。不確定要素が多すぎるし、みんなに無理に危険を冒してもらうわけにはいかない。天の使いは何でも願いを叶える。
違うの？
できる限りのことはやってみるわ。できるだけ早く戻ってきてちょうだいね。
アリスの言う通りにするしかないみたいだな。オイラたちも見てみぬふり。
みんなで手に入れた天空のライヤーを使って心を一つに、風流廃墟でトワリンと戦ってアビスの。
実際あったことと同じ。
ちょうど当時のメンバーが揃っている。
俺も参加させてくれ。モンドで不穏な影を確認。
ジン、どうした？
いや、なんでもない。ただ、
昨日も一緒だっただろう。
ああ。だがあの時は気楽に楽しんでいただけだった。
一番真面目なジン団長がそんなこと言うなんて。
私はいつも気張りすぎているのだろう。
そんなことはないぞ。だがな、もっと普段からよく話してくれればパイモンに驚かれることもなくなるだろうさ。
パイモンはいつも思ったことをすぐ口にするでしょ。だから僕たちは。
銀融野郎もなかなかいいこと言うじゃないか。
出発前に一つ警告させて。今これまではみんなが向こうの世界に入っても連絡を取れていたけれど、今魔女による案内は受けられないものと思って。
安心してくれ。危険な状況は
最悪私がセーフティーネットになれるから。
シャボン玉を丸ごと壊す。
緊急事態なら。
分かったわ。私はここで。
よし、それぞれの役目を。
行こう。
Oh, damn, I didn't want to go in. I was hoping they would give me an option. Like, are you ready to go?
ここってモンドの一緒に入ってきたはずなのに、みんなどこに。おい、あそこに幻遊野郎がいるぞ。魔物があんな。
旅人とパイモンも近くにいたんだね。まずは魔物を片付けよう。逃げようなんて思わないでよね。 一緒に遊ぼうよ。風だ。はったふっふっせふんはっやふっとふっふん竹の明星。足元に気をつけて。二人のおかげで助かったよ。でも
なんで街の中にこんなに。
僕にもわからないけど。
そうだな。おい見ろ、タワリンだぞ。
うん。アビスの汚染が完全に広がっている。
何か落ちてきたぞ。
涙だ。うん。でも今はもうコント放っておけばあちこちに散らば。それに僕たちにはこんなに汚染されてしまったらもう今のトワリンにはもう。
だったらやっぱり
トワリンが現れる物語のもう一つの可能性みたいなものだよ。うん。どこも
燃やし尽くして。
ここだよ。逃げようなんて思わないでよね。少し寝よう。
Yes, who doesn't love fucking given? Who doesn't fucking love fighting against enemies that can fucking do damage to you and do corrosion, but you have literally no fucking healer? Yes, awesome. Thank you for fucking making an event like that. I thought we were gonna get like a healer or something. It's like, no, you get hit by the fucking corrosion. It's just like this event is just dog shit. So basically, we're given two people to fight this against enemies that if they touch you, you get this corrosion debuff, which you constantly drain health. Now this is a story event. I cannot change my party. I am stuck with the two people they gave me, and I cannot heal myself. I can heal myself with food, but that's it. So it's like, you have me fight against a bunch of enemies that constantly drain my health if I get touched. From both my party members, not even just the active one. Both of them start losing health the second either one of us get touched. And then, we can't heal ourselves. Because food is an individual thing, and you have to, open up the menu to do so. So it's like we're given a shit party to do the fight. We're given a shit party to do it. We only have 2 members to do it from, too. It's just really trash. It's just like, come on, man, could you not, fuck us over, please? And just... And this time, the only reason I was able to... Oh, fuck. It's more enemies. Yeah, the only reason I was able to do it this time was because... Well, at least the enemies died, but I can resurrect. But it's like, it just sucks. It sucks when you have to fight enemies with only 2 party members. It sucks when you have to fight enemies that drain your health constantly, and you have no method of healing besides individually feeding people, and you only have so much food you can use. At least with these enemies, it's like, oh, okay, cool. This is fine. Dude, what the fuck? Can you, like, just fucking get affected by the fucking thing? It just sucks when you have to do this fight at a huge disadvantage. Because you're just... Oh, I have to click more than one? Oh, fuck. You have to do this fight at a huge disadvantage. Because fuck you, that's why. It's just like, come on, man. Like, I was kind of expecting after the first round that we'd, like, get another companion to be like, oh, don't worry, here's Jean. She'll help you. She'll be able to heal you. Nope. Not at all. You don't... You're still stuck with two fucking people who cannot fucking heal themselves. You have to rely on food to heal yourself, which eventually your character gets full. And you can only... Oops. Oh, I see. So you can only eat so much before... Oh, wait, there's Nicole. So it's just like, just... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Oh, we can ask for help. Never mind. But, like, even still, it's like... You're given this fight where it's like, oh, yeah, don't worry, you can ask Nicole for help. It's like, or here's a radical fucking idea. Just give us a fucking healer, for fuck's sake. Like, maybe don't make us fight against enemies that constantly drain our health while given only 2 attackers, and shitty attackers at that. Like, these are not great attackers. You know? Venti is a support. You know? Venti's a support. Your Traveler, you have a very variety of elements for your Traveler, and luckily I chose one that can swirl, but you could choose one that doesn't swirl, right? Oh, I see. So you can trigger effects. It is kind of annoying, though. It's just like, why? Why go out of your way to just make this inconvenient, right? Just, you know. Just give us a fucking healer. Like, that's all we need. Just a fucking healer. Oh, fuck. He found us. You know, like, just maybe don't have enemies that... Maybe don't have enemies that constantly drain... Like, it's just the worst enemies. Like, at least with the... Let's see, where the fuck is... At least with, like, the Hilichurls, it's like, yeah, just dodge the Hilichurl fight. Like, just dodge the Hilichurls. Okay, that's fine. You know? It's a skill issue at that point. Like, these guys... Oh, there's Diluc, I see. But again, Diluc is a... And at least we have a DPS now, finally. Because, like, the problem is that we're not really a great DPS. Like, the Traveler has always been kind of shit. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me, dude? And, like, the other problem, too, with you as a DPS is that your fucking skill has such a fucking long cooldown. It's fucking insane. You know, like, you do your skill, 18 seconds. 18 seconds before I can do my skill again. It's like, it's just not a great skill for, it's just not a great skill for only having 2 members in your party. You know? Now, to be fair, it's a skill that does last for a period of time. So it's not like it's an 18-second hit, and then you have to wait 18 seconds. It's not like it's an immediate hit, and you have to wait 18 seconds. I think it's active for like 6 seconds. But still, it's like 12 seconds of, yeah, you used your skill. You can't do shit. And Venti, who's a support. You know, it's like, he needs to swirl elements, and once your skill is out, you can't do elements. It's like, it's just bad. Now, realistically, I guess the idea is that you should have found him first, because he was the closest one. And then he would at least have an attacker. The other shitty thing, too, is that, like, I position all my characters in specific spots for easy access. So my main DPS is always up on the D-pad. It's always party member number one. And then I have my 2 supports in the left and right D-pad. And then my healer on the bottom. Well, great, now I have a Diluc. Where do they put him? Well, they put him in party slot number 3. So it's just like, and Venti's number 1, so like, Venti I would normally put so that he'd be party member number 3. So if I want to, and I would have Diluc as the top one. So it's like, it just fucks up my shit that I can't like actually decide my own party members and decide my own party order. So it just makes it more annoying to fight. And then, like, with the Abyssal enemies, it's like, come on, man, like, great, thank you for giving me another DPS instead of what I actually need, which is a healer. And, like, it'll become... Yeah, so it's like... And so now it's Venti number up top. I'm right here in it, and Diluc is right. So it's like, okay, I guess, fine, whatever, but even still, it is still kind of annoying. You know, it's just like... It would be nice if they just let you go away. You're like, oh, you want to do this? Cool. Select your party members. Select the order they're in. Shit like that. Oh, finally a healer. Thank God. Oh, great. And I was like, oh, cool. She's the last party member I'm missing. That's great. Because then what I can do is she would naturally be in the fourth party slot. But no! What did they do? They fucking, for some reason, decide to put her in the fucking... They decided to put her in a random fucking spot. They decided to put her in the left one now. It's like, stop reordering my fucking party. Just let me fucking pick my party. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, and why do you keep moving them around? Like, it's like, okay, cool. Hey, guess what? You're used to this party member being in this spot, this party member being in this spot. Well, guess what? Fuck your muscle memory, because we're going to add a party member, and we're going to put them in between the two members you're used to. It's like, yeah, we're not going to keep things consistent. No, fuck you. We're not going to add them to the next slot, so you could at least use your muscle memory for the two members you had. Oh, you got a third member? Cool. He's in the next spot down. So now you can build muscle memory on that. And then the last one, oh, there they are. Nope. It's every fucking time we're going to change how the entire party is done so that you can't remember shit. It's just like, it's poor design. It's poor design. There's no reason for it, right? Like, Jean was our fourth party member. Why is she... If Jean is our fourth party member, why the fuck did they put her in the party slot number 3, right? So basically, it was Venti and us as the only two party members. So it was Venti up top, and then we were on the right D-pad where Diluc is. Then Diluc showed up, so we got bumped down so Diluc could fill our second party slot, which is like, why? Why don't you just put him in slot 3? Why the fuck do you have to move us down to do that? And then we got Jean, and it's like, okay, and then why the fuck did you move us down again so that Jean could go up at top? Like, oh, and the heals don't even heal the entire party? What the fuck is this bullshit? I thought they were party-wide heals. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't realize they were so fucking stupid. Because like other things, other heals have always been party-wide. It's like, oh, you accept this healing thing, your entire party got healed. But for some reason, they're like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's only have heal the active party member, so you have to constantly swap party members, because who doesn't like that? But yeah, so that's just bad design. Like, you just shouldn't do that. Like, why? What possible reason and purpose does that fulfill? Where it's like, yeah, let's just constantly change how your party composition is with every new person, rather than just adding them at the end. Like, oh, you have two party members, you need a third? Cool, they're in party slot number 3. You get a fourth? Cool, they're party slot number 4. Rather than, hey, you got a third? Cool, they're party slot number 2, now you're 3. Oh, you got a fourth? Cool, they're now at number 3 and you're at number 4. It's like, why? Why even do that? Like, what is the purpose of that? And the fact that it's like, you have to fight abyssal enemies without a healer is just fucking trash. It would have been nice if they told us, oh, by the way, maybe talk to Nicole's, because they heal, they can get some healing, so you don't need to actually use your shit. But then also the fact that they just make healing items not actually heal the entire party. See, only I got healed. Which is like, why? Why even do that? Like, why even? Like, because I'm pretty sure they do have other, I'm pretty sure they do have actual healing items that heal the entire party. Like, that's why I was surprised they didn't.
おお、最高のタイミングだな。さあ、やるぞ。レッカ。よっ。
判決を下す。
逃げようなんて思わないでよね。
レッカ。俺についてこい。はっとレッカ、もっと激しく。やっと合流できたな。みんな。
And again, when we got Varka, I was like, oh, okay, Varka is going to be in the fifth party slot when you have to press L1 triangle, because that's how he was in the previous quest. That's how we got the party. Is that we were the top slot. Varka was the L1 triangle. But guess what? Like they've done for every other fucking thing, it's like, oh, guess what? New party member? Cool. Now you're bumped down again. And Varka is now at the fourth party slot. Like, why are you so fucking inconsistent even between quests? It's just like, hey, cool, here's a fight. We're going to give you a party member. Change your party composition. So any rotation you might have gotten down. Because I kept trying. I thought I didn't even mean to swap to Varka. What I meant to do is swap to me, so I could set up my skill and then burst. But I accidentally swapped to Varka instead because I didn't realize they fucking moved our party fucking composition for some fucking stupid reason. It's just like, dude, just stop. Just stop it. Like, because the problem is that you're giving us Varka, and then you immediately start a fight after changing our party composition without even notifying us at all. I mean, like, cool, here you go, you're in a fight. Oh yeah, and we also changed your party. In that cutscene, we changed your party composition. So any rotation you knew is now gone because fuck you. It's like, dude, why? Just why? Because like the logical thing would be like, oh, okay, you add a new party member, it goes in the bottom slot. Any empty slot, it just keeps adding new party members to the last one, because then it doesn't change any of your rotations. You know, you just make a new rotation to include the new person, but any previous rotation you had is still valid because they're in the exact same spots they were. So party swapping is still incredibly simple. And then it's just weird that for some reason we have the same party members we had in the previous cutscene, but rather than put them in, and I'd understand if they're like, well, actually, the reason why we're changing the order is because we want the party to match what it was when you were in that previous cutscene, or in the previous event, the Act 2's quest. We want to make your party composition match that, and so when you're getting the new characters, we're going to put them in the slots they were there. But they didn't. Varka was in the L1 triangle spot. For some reason, we were bumped into that slot as part of the cutscene. So it's like, what? So you're not even trying to match that. You're just being completely fucking random for no fucking reason. And it serves no purpose other than to piss people off because you keep fucking changing things without letting players do anything about it. It's just like, stop fucking around. Don't change anything without the players' consent. Right? It would have been like, oh, here's a cutscene. Oh, you have Varka now? And then before the fight begins, immediately throw us to the party composition screen so we could change our party if we want, right? Like, don't do things without letting the players agree to. Like, it's just, duh.
栄誉騎士たちが来てくれたからな。
トワリンの涙の結晶を全部集めたからか、アビス、ファルカも感じてるでしょ。
ああ、戦い続けて。
ここまで来れば大丈夫だろう。この辺りは
もしもし、通信機能が
聞こえてるぞ。
おそらく根本的な原因は旅人がアビスの力を浄化するという部分を安直に削除した。私たちはどれも独立したシーンだから、互いに干渉する魔法のベースが同じシャボン玉にあるから、全部つながって、その結果トワリンがどのように浄化されたのかという事象の処理に不具合が生じてしまったの。
Wait, that makes no sense. I thought you said you just remove. Oh, I see. They cut out all the parts. I thought they meant, because I do know in the previous cuts, in the previous event or the previous quest, they did say, "Oh, how do we explain how we purify the abyssal power from the tier?" And they're like, "Well, we'll just not have that." And I'm like, "Well, you could easily just explain it and just have an NPC tell us to do it, right?" Or have like an inner narration, be like, "Wait a minute, I think I can purify this tier if I." With my power, why don't I try and touch it, right? Like an internal monologue, and just have that for whoever plays through the memories, have them do that. An easy out. I don't know why you have to cut the thing, but it seems like they cut all the abyssal cleansing. I thought they were just concerned about the tier part, but they, I guess, cut the tier and then the later purifying of Dvalin, which is weird, because it's like, wait, that's how we saved Dvalin. Isn't the whole purpose of this memory of us going in, beating him, and then purifying him? And like that's how it ends. He's now purified and free of corruption. Like, how do you cut that part out? Like that seems like the key. That seems like the key part. It's the reason why he went crazy. How do you cut out curing that? Like, I understand removing the purifying the tier, because the tier doesn't really matter that much. But like actually purifying Dvalin, which is the actual solution for this whole issue, like which is what actually allowed us to save Dvalin. Like, why would you think cutting that out would be good? But obviously they think, oh, it was just a story, we'll just cut it out and say everyone lived happy ever after. Maybe they thought something like that, perhaps.
やっぱりそうか。今の物語の流れはまさに。
なるほどな。でもお前がいるじゃないか。
アビスは世界の敵だけど、あの時の僕は目覚めたばかりで、ファルカは魔女たちの水裏の番で。
Yeah, this is play. I play on my PS5 because it makes it super easy to stream.
確かに見た。あれほどリアルな。最終的にやっとのことでトワリンは
だがそれはつまり封印できたという。
封印では根本的な解決にはならない。アビスの力は時を。
じゃあ今オイラ。
そう。トワリンが再び封印からと、アビスの力は彼の肉体や骨と完全に。
じゃあ
トワリンを倒す。そう暗い顔をするな。これが仮想世界の出来事で良かったと思うべきじゃないか。現実の竜は元気。
Yeah, I do.
ここまで激しい。
I don't watch it as much these days because basically it just takes time watching anime, and so what I've been doing mostly is just reading the manga. So, and that's kind of what I always did. I always read the manga, and then I'd be like looking at what seasons are, what anime are playing this season. And oftentimes I did watch parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I read more of the manga than I did the anime. But it's also been a long time, because that's a pretty old series. But yeah, so like and reading manga is just faster. So I read manga, and then it'd be like, oh, hey, cool. Let's see what's playing this season. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I've read the manga for this. I'm kind of curious. And it'd be basically the same thing, except sometimes just worse. Because they'd have to, like, cut out key portions. The animations never, wouldn't line up with what they look like in the manga. They would always look a little weird. So it was like, oh, okay, so you're seeing something that's visually not as impressive as the manga. Sometimes they even change the story to make it fit. I'm just like, eh. So at a certain point, I just kind of stopped watching anime, because I'm like, you know what? It takes time. It takes time to watch it. I have to focus too much on it too, because I watch it subbed. So I feel like just the only thing I can do while watching anime is watch anime. Whereas like for manga, I can like have a video on the background. I can be listening to music and stuff. And generally, like, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just play games, you know? So I usually like play games while watching YouTube videos and stuff. But yeah, I still do read manga. Like, I kind of split my time between playing video games and then just reading in general, of which manga is a subset of that. And it reads quicker too. Like, you can read like, so like if you use One Piece as an example, there's like, what, like 10 chapters in a volume of a manga, and you can read like the entire volume in like 30 minutes. But that's 10 chapters in 30 minutes, right? Like, whereas like a One Piece episode has maybe one chapter an episode, or 1 to 2, maybe even 1 to 3 chapters an episode. But even still, at 3 chapters per episode, that's still like an hour to watch, you know, basically a volume's worth of manga. So it's like, I could read something in 30 minutes, or I could take twice as long to watch it. And, yeah. So it just became a time thing where I'm just like, you know what, I just don't have the time for that. I might as well just read the manga. And then, of course, like, especially for like weekly stuff, then they catch up to the manga and end up doing their own shit. You know, so like, I think I stopped watching Bleach anime when he came back from Soul Society and he didn't have his Bankai, because they're like, oh no, like, we caught up to the manga. When he comes back from Soul Society, he can't have his Bankai. He has to like relearn how to use his Bankai in the real world. And in the manga, that just didn't fucking happen. He came back and he was just as powerful. So it's like, and it was like a whole vampire thing. It was like, you know, it's never an arc that's good. It's never an arc that's as good as the original manga, because it's just the animators having to come up with something to fill the time just to keep the show relevant, while they give the manga author time to generate more chapters. And the problem is that these animators aren't given, like, their stories don't go through as a strict review process as like the manga authors. Like, I don't know if you ever watched or read Bakuman, but it was a really interesting, I don't know how true the process is, but basically it was talking about these people from their perspective as manga authors. So it was a manga about a manga author creating manga, you know, very, very meta. And so I don't know if everything that they talked about is how it actually works, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of it is based on like true story, where they had to, like, you know, you create your name, you know, you create your name, which is like the first the pilot chapter. It's a pilot. A name is a pilot. So they create the pilot, they go to an editor, they present it, they get rejected, you know, or they get accepted, and then they have to, you know, start beginning serialized, and then each chapter, you know, there's a survey at the end of the manga of that weekly, you know, Shonen Jump, that's, you know, where you can rate the manga. And I'm walking right now. I'm on my treadmill, so I've been walking for the past hour. So just talking while also walking, it makes me sound out of breath, but I'm fine. Well, because I am kind of out of breath, but I'm still fine. So anyway, so basically, it talks about the whole process where I was like, and then even when you're serialized, you're constantly being reviewed by the people, by the surveys. And so if your story isn't popular enough, you know, it becomes lower popularity. And then basically they can the 3 lowest popularity series. Now, I don't know if that's exactly how it is and how it works, but I think it's very similar to that, if not exactly that. So it's like, yeah, if your series becomes less and less popular, and you get really low in the surveys every single time, you get canned, and you have to then cancel your series and come up with a new one. So like these really popular series like One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, Dragon Ball, all that shit, have gone through this process, and they've kept their series very popular and going through a strict review every single time. Every single chapter is like, okay, it has to go through an editor, maybe a little back and forth between the editor and the manga author. And like, so you have the best of the best. It's a system that ensures that the best, most interesting series stay in their magazine, right? But the problem with animators is they don't have to deal with that shit, right? It's like, no, they were hired, or they purchased the rights to animate the series. And so when the when they have the manga for them to use as a storyboard, great. They just use that. But when they run out and they're like, oh shit, we need to stall for time, does their story have to go through a stringent review process where it's reviewed by an editor and then by the fans to evaluate how interesting the story is? No. They just write up a story using some whatever writer, and then they animate it. So it's just like, you're just never going to get a good product from that. Well, maybe not never. You could get lucky. Yeah. But there were just arcs in Naruto that didn't exist in the manga. If you read the manga, you'll see like, oh shit, at this point, I think after the children go and they get beaten by after they beat the guy, the guy, it's really early on in the series, the guy who's like basically a fishman kind of thing, who has the huge sword, the sword that absorbs people, and he has like Haku, who's this like boy who follows him around and like lives his life for him. And basically Haku like sacrifices himself, like right when Naruto's about to beat this dude with the big sword on the bridge. Like they're defending a mining town or something like that, or they're trying to create a bridge. And so they're defending the bridge, and this douche ninja with a big sword comes in, and basically they're about to kill the dude, but then Haku appears and dies for him. Anyway, that arc, right? Well, immediately after that, I think the anime just has a filler arc. So like for the manga, it just continues on, right? It just goes, I think it does a time skip or a little bit of a time skip. But the anime, they create a filler arc because they caught up. I mean, the biggest, easiest example, of course, is Full Metal Alchemist, right? If you've ever seen the first Full Metal Alchemist series, it starts out fine. The first half of Full Metal Alchemist was fine. It's only when it's the second half that sucks. And why? Because they caught up to the manga. They caught up to the manga, had to create their own ending for the series, and this ending was dog shit. Where it was like, oh yeah, you go through another world, and the other world is, okay, well, yeah, it was terrible. Like the beginning was great because it was just one for the manga, and then they were like, oh, actually, this gate that you constantly see in the manga, well, that's actually a doorway to another world, and like when they go through the doorway, they're in like World War World War II, because I think there were planes and stuff, World War II Europe and stuff. And like the souls that are being sacrificed from your world are going into theirs and vice versa, and the souls are like powering this door or whatever. And it was like made no fucking sense. It was completely fucking stupid. Everyone hates it. No one liked it. Everyone was like, oh my god, this is terrible. And then later, they introduced a second Full Metal Alchemist series called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was exactly what the manga was, because at that point the manga had fully come out. And so they were just like, cool, now that the manga's out, we're just going to do that. And so they did that. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is insanely good. Because the manga was insanely good. So shit like that happens all the time. Like, I'm from America. So, anyway, so yeah, like, it's just like, the animators just don't have that type of review. Like, I'm sure they have their own internal reviews, but they just don't have the system in place to make sure that they're generating the best story. And I'm not sure how much of the filler arcs even get approval from their original manga author. Like, I don't know if when they're doing a filler arc, they go to the original author and be like, hey, is this good? And they're like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But either way, it just doesn't have the review process that the actual authors have, which usually ends up making a subpar product. And also because, like, it just ruins the pacing, right? Because, like, the original manga was like, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to have this arc, and then we're going to go do this arc, and then this arc, and this arc, and they just, like, seamlessly go one into the other. But then these filler arcs are just that, filler. Now, some are fine, right? Like, Naruto is fine for filler arcs generally, because the whole point of them is like, oh, well, you're a ninja, you're training. So it's not crazy for after this whole thing for you to go off and do another, training mission, right? It's like, yeah, you went off and did this as part of this mission. Sure, you can go, like, having you go off to do another mission is not super crazy. So it's not as jarring for Naruto, but like Bleach was terrible because it's like, oh yeah, he learned his Bankai going into Soul Society to save Rukia. Then he came out of Soul Society, and then now he just can't use his Bankai. Why? Because fuck you. That's why. Like, it's like it makes no sense. It's not like it makes no sense whatsoever. They just say no. That's just the way it is. Whereas in like the manga, you can tell, yeah, it's not the way it is. He comes back and he's just as powerful. He still knows his Bankai. You know, what the fuck are you talking about, right? So that one was like just super jarring, where it's like, this makes no sense. You're just making up bullshit at this point. Because the pacing of that series just doesn't really lend itself for filler arcs. Because Ichigo's purpose was never really to he had always had a goal, right? The reason why he learned this shit is because of his past. The reason why he learned how to be a Shinigami is because of his past. And all this stuff was guided by what's going on. So to have some random aside where for some reason he's doing something, it's like, well, why are you doing that? You never really wanted to do this in the first place. You were just you were driven by a purpose, and now you're just kind of doing it for whatever reason, which is silly. And then it involved vampires for some reason too. And we're like, what? We'd never seen vampires at all. It was just really weird. But that's just how it goes. Attack on Titans was the best. Did it the best way, where they basically just stopped. When they caught up to the manga, they just stopped. They didn't even bother doing anything. They're like, nope, we caught up to the manga. Okay, season over. We got to wait for the manga to come out. Now, the problem with that, of course, is that you have, there were years between, when seasons were. So it makes it tough for people who are like, oh yeah, I really liked season 1. And I watched season 2. And then there was a 3-year gap before season 3 comes out or something like that, Because Attack on Titans was a monthly manga series. So it was 1 chapter a month. Assuming the author did one. So. Yeah. Generally, that's why I just read the manga. Because it's one, because as I said, it takes time to watch it. And then you never know when it's going to come into a filler arc. And you're just like, great. A filler arc. Hooray. Dragon Ball Z did it really interesting. Not only did they have their filler arcs, but then they also dragged on the series too. So the Garlic Jr. saga didn't exist in the manga. They just added it just to because they caught up to the manga. And then then they started just stretching episodes. Wasn't the original one had a literal episode where the entire episode Goku just spends charging a spirit bomb against Frieza? It was the entire episode was literally him just going, them delaying it. And that's why Dragon Ball Z Kai came out, because they're okay, Dragon Ball Z Kai will be the exact same Dragon Ball Z story, but we're going to remove all that stupid filler. We're gonna remove all those extended scenes. We're going to condense the scene from 20 minutes into 2. Because we were really, at the time, we were just trying to stretch it to make it. Yeah, so they did that, which is really cool. I do like that. The fact that they were yeah, we understand what we did. We're gonna go back and re-edit the series so that it is a more condensed, streamlined version. So, because now that the series is entirely out, it's let's make it a better viewing experience for the people. So I do appreciate that. Now, obviously, not all of them can do that. It would be kind of nice for the weekly manga, for the Bleaches and Narutos, if they were oh, by the way, this is a filler arc, skip to episode this. At the beginning of it, it's this is a filler arc. Please skip to episode number this to skip it. Yeah, if they were clear about it. If they were just yep, this is a filler arc. It's 20 episodes of filler arc. Just go 20 episodes past this if you want to continue the story. But generally, I don't give a shit. I'll just read the manga. The manga doesn't have to deal with that stuff. You get the best product you can. And generally, the animations, or the drawing just looks better. There's a few. I think Naruto is actually pretty good at mimicking the style of their artist. And so the animations look very similar to the characters. But there's been so many series where you're just the manga has this very distinct style. And it looks really cool. It looks really nice. Like Mobaseka was one of them where I'm like, oh wow, the characters look really nice and pretty. And then you see the anime and you're just like, dude, what the fuck did you do to these characters? Like, it's like you asked AI to just... Actually, no, AI would have been better, honestly. It's just like, they just look terrible. They lose all of their charm. The proportions of their face are just different, too. It's just like, why? What? How do you fuck this up? You have, like, so many examples of the characters and their models. How do you fuck this up? And there's just a lot of series that are like that. Not all of them, obviously. But there definitely are some ones. I don't know if it's an animation studio thing, where it's like maybe some studios are worse than others. But it's just kind of one of these things where it's like, do I want to watch an anime where, you know, it at its best will just be as good as the manga, you know? Because it rarely ever exceed it. And then take longer to watch and stuff. I'm like, nah, not really. I don't... Oh shit. Yes, I was hoping we...
初めましては。
準備はいいか、旅人。緊張なんてしてないよ。
I wonder if I actually have to do it the same way.
それじゃあこの汚れたライヤーの音で変わり果ててし
大丈夫か?
Like, I wonder if we have to beat his claws down. Actually, no, because before we did that, because he'd fall down, we have to get the spike on his neck. But presumably this spike is no longer there. We just gotta beat the shit out of him. But I wonder if the mechanics are gonna be the same, or we still have to, like, pop his shield and then just attack him.
でも僕は最高の銀融詩人を自負しているんだよ。こんな時に
Oh no, he just saw something on his neck. Okay, so we are going to pretty much do the exact same fight then.
Oh, 覚えてる？まずは体力を削ってから弱点を狙うんだよ。
灼熱閃光、明けの明星。
走るより飛ぶ方が早いよ。
Oh, whoops, I didn't want to swap to him. Oh, I see.
しっかりついてこいよ。
風の神よ、我らを導きたまえ。場所を移すぞ。
登ってアビスのコアを攻撃するんだ。
レッカもっと激しく、もっと激しく俺についてこい。あ、よくやった。もう一回行くぞ。
fucking annoying. It's his original fight, but you actually have to do it now.
いざ勝負。風よ、私。おっ、
燃やし尽くしてとはっ
風だ。
裁きを受けよ。
剣に誓う。
God, Varka's the only one who's actually strong enough to do any sort of real damage to him. This is really fucking annoying.
俺についてこい。と、判決を下す。
いざ勝負。風よ。
Like, all of their damage does jack shit damage. It's like this tiny little fucking thing. One Varka attack is just like, yeah, I'm gonna do like all the damage. It's just... Dude, fuck off again! You just wouldn't fucking get the stupid fucking thing! I needed to get the thing to get the updraft, but I'm like walking directly over it over and over again, and it doesn't do shit! It's like, dude, just grab the fucking things, you stupid piece of shit! Oh god fucking damn it! Fuck off!
あっとはっちえふよっと劣化もっと激しく北風が制圧するちえ
Fine. Look, Varka did all the fucking damage. Everyone else did jack shit damage. It's just Varka is the only one who can do any sort of real damage. It's so fucking annoying. Especially because when he's out of fucking juice, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's also been a while since I've actually had to do this fight. Like, right now, you can do the Dvalin fight super easily with Ganyu. You can, like, pop his shield while he's still flying, and then you can just Ganyu his shield down, Ganyu his health down. Also, he had, like, he had some weird shield over the crystal, so you actually had to, like, do damage to the crystal first to pop the shield on the crystal so that you could actually, do damage to the real crystal.
ありがとう。魔女の物語はまだ終わらないみたいだね。
But yeah, generally, that kind of sucks. Where you're given a party of incompetent people. You're giving a party of incompetence. Where you only one actual character can do damage. Where like every other character does like no damage whatsoever. Like Varka's the one who can pop his shield super quick. Like the idea would be that you're supposed to use any other element, right? So Diluc should have been fine. Diluc should have been able to pop and do a lot more damage to that shield really easily, right? Diluc should have been able to do that. And yeah, it definitely does seem suspicious too. That it's like, oh, look at that. The premium character that is currently on banner is surprisingly insanely good against this fight. Like, it could be malicious. It could be like, yeah, we did this intentionally to make people realize, oh my god, Varka's so powerful. By intent, because like, we were using the other characters as trial characters. So, I'm not really sure. And also, it's like, prototype, like the weapon that we have boosts physical damage. But it's like, well, we do elemental skills and stuff. Like not, we don't get to use our own character. We have to use their characters. You know? So we can't even use our own character build. It can't even be like, oh, don't worry. Ah, okay, it's time for the pitch. Sure, what's up? Wait, how did he get in there in the first place? Oh, no, I guess magic. Ah. Yeah, I knew it was coming. You're more patient than most of the other ones. Most of the other ones start their pitch much sooner. But no, I'm not interested in any way for any sort of services. It's actually crazy that only the window is destroyed. Like, Dvalin is humongous, right? If he had popped out inside the building, it would have destroyed the entire building. So I guess he was probably ejected as he was enlarging. So all of us, like, came out small and then got bigger as we were going out. So I guess maybe he was still small enough to just shatter a window and not destroy the building.
しかし、アリスさんは本当に肝が据わってるな。 まだ他の危険が潜んでいるかもしれないのに。
I have Columbina.
それだけ魔女たちは魔法
But what
の
about
精
her?
度に自信を持っているということなのか。
むしろアリスさえいればシャボン玉が粉々にはぜたとし。
確かに。
さてみんなこれからどうす。
嬉しいが、おごりはまた次の機会にお願いしたい。
お酒があるの？
じゃあ僕の別邸に向かう。
いや、私はいい。
おいおい、めったにないチャ
I
ンスなん
mean,
だろ。
her damage is not really. That's like her damage is good,
ほら行こ
but it's not really her damage, right? Like Columbina is a support at the end of the day. Columbina is to support lunar reactions, and she supports them very well. She's a good Hydra applicator, and she really boosts lunar damage. So and then the fact that she can trigger all three types. So pretty much every other character could only trigger one type of reaction. So like Inefa could only could make lunar charged. Nefer and Llama could only do lunar blooms, and then Zebai could only do lunar crystallize. Well, you can put Columbina in any team, and you now turn that has Electro, Geo, or Dendro, and now you can trigger any of those lunar reactions. So she's really good at enabling lunar reactions. She boosts them a lot too. So like, and she does have elements to personal damage as well. But realistically, it's more about how she's a lunar reaction enabler.
では、パーティーの後は大団長も一緒に仕事をしてくださるんですか？
But I mean, so she's super, super useful though. So
う。じゃあ
that's why I got her. One, she's pretty too. She's pretty, but then she's a really good enabler.
よし。じゃあ
So she's okay, cool. So nice. Okay, here's a good stopping point then. So I have a Columbina, as you can see. But yeah, like so, she's just a good character. But yeah, you don't get her for personal damage. That's what Varka is, a main DPS. So having him do decent damage was fine. What was just more annoying is that, like, well, what was really annoying is that basically the Traveler has always been kind of shit for damage. No matter what element you choose, they're always kind of shit. Dendro was the only one where they had some sort of utility, but it really wasn't about their damage. It was more about the fact that they were a good Dendro applicator, and they boost Dendro damage and Dendro reactions and stuff. But that was pretty much it. So they're mostly good at a support, and that's it. They're not really. It's sub DPS or slash support, and more support than sub DPS, if anything. But then we were also given Jean, Venti, and Venti, who are also Jean's is just flat out healer, and Venti is like, well, great, but he's not super helpful in this fight because we don't really want to swirl. I don't think. I don't know. It was just like, so the only two DPS we had in that fight were Varka and Diluc hits like a wet noodle. He does his fucking skills, he's doing his fire damage, and nothing happens. You do one of Varka's skills, and it like chunks half of the shield down. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Or if you double tap his skill, it removes like half the entire shield, whereas Diluc does like 5% per his hits, and he only gets 3 before he can no longer use fire again. And so it recharges, so it's like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, the disparity was insane. So it was basically just, hey, just always have Varka do everything. And so I tried to like make other things work. I'm like, oh, I'll try using my main character I'll do their Night Soul Burst and see if that does anything. Nope. Pretty much Varka is the only one who does damage in that fight. And so it's like, yeah, it just everything Varka. So, not great. But anyway, I've been walking for much longer. I've been walking for an hour and 45 minutes. I need to stop. Definitely didn't want to do that. Like, if I was given the option of going into the bubble or not, I would have said no. I don't want to go into the bubble. And I would have just did some mini games to kill time till an hour, and then did the bubble later. But So now that I have a chance to break, I'm going to go ahead and break. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.